Let's talk a little bit about student cost. This is an ongoing concern. It has led to tuition freezes and agreements with the legislature. The numbers are very dramatic, of course, in terms of the increasing cost of higher education, not just at the university, but also at private schools, at other public institutions. How has the U chosen to address this issue? What does the picture look like going forward? What changes might we see?
Well, this is it's a complex issue. Obviously, the drivers of cost around education are several. One is that we're essentially a people business, and that we need going forward to provide increases to our employees. We're budgeting 2% right now. We've got 29 million square feet of buildings and real estate to maintain, and we're a little behind budget on those, so that's a cost driver. And students are demanding more. The technology side is huge. And I'm a banker, so what surprised me most about the university is how highly regulated we are, especially from the federal government level, and the costs that go with that regulation. They're additive, but they just are so many, and they do have a price. And so we are, we're dealing with between that and a smaller amount of money than we got from the legislature in 2009 means that we've had to push this onto students in the form of student debt, and that's really that trajectory of increases have to change going forward. The President and the Board announced an administrative cost reduction goal of $90 million over the next 6 years. We're about a little more than a third of the way through that. And being transparent and spending more time on money and about wringing backroom costs out of the system. I think in general the university is well run. That was confirmed by a couple of outside studies, but there is room for improvement, and that's the responsibility, and the President's taking that on seriously. So at the same time we're incurring these new costs and have new investment opportunities, we are really focused on making the university as efficient as it can be.
Let's talk a little bit about those administrative expenses, which I think is kind of what you're pointing at. There was a food fight between the Wall Street Journal and President Kaler. He had a response to the Wall Street Journal on this whole question of administrative expenses. We had a state legislator who was with us here a few weeks ago who pointed not so much to the university but to MnSCU and indicated that he was very concerned about the number of administrators and administrative expenses. Obviously, it's a controversial topic. Talk a little bit about how we got to where we got to and what we can do about that issue in terms of reducing those costs.
Well, when I became regent in 2009, one of the surprises was the lack of good industry data on costs, and the reason for that has largely to do with the fact that universities are all a little different. One has a medical school, one has an ag school. So it's difficult for me to tell whether I'm more efficient or less efficient than Wisconsin or Michigan, for example. So the approach that we've now
I don't know if we're efficient or more, but we're certainly better than
we are.
Those two
There's
schools.
no question about that. I think we are. I think we're better just about every area. But so the approach we've taken is we're going to measure our progress against ourselves, and we've set this goal of $90 million in administrative savings, and we're turning over every rock that is there to look at savings. It is it's changing the culture of the university. It's knocking down a few silos, and the President's been a real champion. He's really focused on this. The Board's focused on it, and we continue to work this every month, and this will be a long-term project.
What's the total budget of the university? Do you know right off?
$3.5 billion.
So $90 million is a significant chunk of change, but it's also a big, expensive place to run.
It is, and we have new investment opportunities all the time. We're competing intensely with these schools that I've mentioned. We're competing for faculty, we're competing for students, we're competing for research dollars, and all those come with some price tag. So really the approach that we've taken is that we're the best value proposition. The cost is important, In fact, for families under $75,000, we are the lowest published cost college or university in the state of Minnesota, public or private. And we put a lot of money out there for need-based aid and for merit-based aid. One of the misunderstandings that folks have is the published rates of colleges and universities, what I call the retail rate, are really just those. And at the end of the day, there are a lot of scholarships and grants and work study opportunities and dollars to drive that net cost down. Another misunderstood fact is about a third of our students come out with no debt. And those that do have debt is something, and that is something we're all focused on as well, is about $28,000. We want to see that go down as we go forward.